Morning. It's been a while. I bought a new barbecue and it reignited my passion for cooking outdoors. This morning I've decided to do a beef rib. I recently just took delivery of a 2.6 kilo, I think it was, beef rib from John Davidsons in Aberdeen. We're throwing that on the Weber Summit Kamado, which I only bought a few months ago, I think it was, 2 months. Shut up. Now what I did was I prepped these beef ribs last night. Normally when I get a beef rib, it's a nice even fat cap across the top of the whole Jacob's ladder. But when I opened it last night, there wasn't a great deal of fat cap on it, but there was a lot of exposed silver skin. So for the first time ever, I've trimmed them, and I've never trimmed beef rib before. I'm a believer of leaving the fat on there. It's flavour, it's protection, it's moisture, and blah blah blah. But last night it just, I don't know, sometimes it becomes a little bit obvious that you need to get your knife out. So I trimmed them, covered it in some fine sea salt and then some coarse black pepper. I used a bit of Tubby Tom's hot sauce as a binder. So I put that in the fridge overnight. I just thought two things. Number one, it'll give me a bit of a head start this morning. And number two, it might act a bit like a dry brine. I've got a real special beef rib in the freezer, but I'm practicing on this one because I haven't done a beef rib for well over a year. I've lit the barbecue this morning. I'm using Weber briquettes. So I've got a few briquettes lit in the chimney starter. Just going to let them go white. Pour them onto the unlit coals to create the minion method. Put a few lumps of the Pro Q oak wood chunks. Got it from what's it called? I think it's Al Fresco Chapel in Chorley. Went there for the first time a few weeks ago. It's a cracking little shop. Good people as well. Today's a sad day as well. Someone's coming to collect my Weber Smoky Mountain. But what a day for cooking outside. We've now got the hot coals on the bed of unlit coals. So I opened up the top to get the temperature up. And we're aiming for about 250, 270 Fahrenheit. And then once that stabilises, we'll get the meat on. Don't make the same mistake as I did, waiting for it to get up to temperature, and then remember to put your deflector plate and your water pan in. So now we've got that sorted. I'm just waiting for it to get back up to temperature. See you soon. The meter probe is in, so we've got the app set up for that to keep an eye on it now. See it in about 8 hours maybe. So now we play the waiting game. This is the hard bit. My meter app is currently saying it's been on for 2 hours and 40 minutes and it's at 74 internal temperature, which is pretty good going. The temperature of the barbecue has stayed pretty rock solid, about 130 degrees right the way through. Right, it's coming up to the 3 hour mark now. And what I normally do after 3 hours is check the bark, give it a first spritz if it needs. But right now, according to the temperature, it's almost cooked. So I think I might have to open it just to make sure, because when the meat pulls back from the bone, the meter probe is then exposed more than it was. So I'm just going to make sure the probe is in enough and the meat looks still quite moist. So it doesn't look like it's drying out. Meat's pulled back from the bones nicely. The probe's still in there nicely. I'm happy. This is a bit weird. It's been cooking for 4 hours. It's at 96 degrees internal temperature. It's about 2 or 3 degrees off the target. Hmm. 97, 96-ish, 98. It's probing soft in places. That's probing, oh yeah, that's really nice and soft. Still got a bit to go. Looking good though. It's apparently reached its temperature now, but it's not probing right, which is obviously the most important bit. So I'm going to give it a little spritz just to prevent it from drying out on the outside. Bit of apple cider vinegar and water. Let's see how we're getting on. Still a bit firm at the back there. Butter. Oh, that's a good one. That's what we want. Bit firm there too. Nah, not there. I'm hoping it'll ease up because just after 3 o'clock in the afternoon, Liverpool kick off for Klopp's last game in charge. Danke, Jürgen. Come on, baby. Ooh. Yeah. Yeah. We're done. Right, match is kicked off. The temperature is right. And the meat is probing like butter, so what we're going to do is get it off, rest it, watch the match, have a beer, and then enjoy it. Now, see you in a couple of hours. Verdict is not perfect, but bloody good. I've never used just pepper, salt and pepper before. Always used a rub. It nearly always is Dirty Cow by Angus and Oink. But this time I went for the salt and pepper, and the pepper is stunning. Things I do differently. Possibly wrap. They cooked pretty fast this time, quicker than my previous cooks on the Weber Smoky Mountain. The bark is really good, they pull apart, they've pulled away from the bone nicely. Just could do with being a little bit more moist, but I'm happy with them.